What's going on, man? Welcome back to the basement. Amron, how are we doing? I know that we had some people hanging out in the chat before I went live here. How are we? I have been grinding and chipping away at my first official shot at a redraft rankings, and it has been absolutely brutal to just think through every single player this far out. You know, have done the very early parts of even researching this upcoming redraft season, so it's been tough. How are we? I'm coming on here to blow off some steam, do a puppy draft. You guys know what it is. Who's in here? We got Among Us in here, of course. How are we doing? How are we? We got Dan in here. What else we got? We got Colin in here. Thank you, brother. We got Arthur. Like the stream so this man can invest in a countdown screen. I was saying beforehand, I had to take some time to set some things up. I was finishing up rankings. I was putting out a little message on the Patreon as well, just talking about when the redraft rankings are going to be done and all of that. So need a little bit of time. I probably need a screen where I can just go live and then it just plays like a countdown. And it's like, oh, Ron will be here in like 10 minutes because I'm always late to these. I am always late to these. We got Samuel here. Zach, how are we? Ron is like me paying rent. Always going to be a little bit late. Yeah, 100%. We got Among Us going absolutely crazy here. When will rankings be live on Patreon? I'm going to try and have them out by Monday night. The goal is I'm like halfway done with an outline. I'm going to finish it, record it early, and then just grind out rankings the rest of the day. But I got all the running backs done. I'm 50 wide receivers deep right now. The quarterbacks and tight ends are super easy. It's just really tough to rank 90 wide receivers and 65 running backs this far out, but I do this for the people. I do this for you guys, and I don't know if it'll be ready to go by Monday, but the goal is to have it ready by the weekend. I want to make a way where you can upload my redraft rankings straight into Underdog, which is what we're about to be drafting on here in a second. Let's put this up right here. We have this beautiful BBM4 banner here. As always, if you're new, there will be a link in the description, a link at the top of the comments. There'll be a link at the top of the live chat right now that's pinned there. You click it, it takes you to Underdog Fantasy. It'll use my promo code RON. It'll match your deposit all the way up to $100. You can hop in here, draft with us. Underdog Fantasy is a platform where you can just draft best ball teams, which means it is the simplest way to play fantasy football. You draft a team, you never have to start a lineup, you never have to do waivers, you never have to trade anything. It sets the best lineup every single week for you, and the best man wins, the best team wins. I already have like almost 200 drafts done for the 2023 season at this point, and I don't even have to worry about any of them, and it is the most beautiful thing. How are we? We're going to hop in a puppy right now as well. The puppy that is available, it is the perfect way for anybody out there that is new to Underdog Fantasy to get involved, to hop in these drafts. It is your beginner-friendly contest, right? So you see the Best Ball Mania 4, $25 to enter. This is the big boy stuff, right? Like $3 million to first place, $15 million in prizes. But Puppy's a small version of that for the beginners out there. $5 to enter. They only do so many. They dropped it like a day or two ago. It's already 20% full. If you want to get in there, get some drafts done, you got to get in there quick. Again, promo code RON if you're new. $150,000 to first place, only $5 to get in. It is absolutely beautiful. We're going to not waste any time and hop in here. Let's go 3, 2, 1 for anybody who wants to come in here. Boom. Boom. Let's zoom in a little bit here. We actually have a lot of room. We actually have a lot of room here, people. We got a lot of room. 2 more spots. What else we got? Let's actually, once this gets filled, I'll fix the setup here. I think we're doing all right. All right, so we got the 7 spot. God damn it. I just got an Apple Watch. Splurged a little bit. I hate that it keeps giving me notifications. I don't want, like, look, I love Underdog, but I don't want Underdog. My watch is going to go off every time I'm on the clock until I figure out how to get that to stop. All right. So let me just make sure we're all sized in appropriately here. And then we'll get to some vibe in the chat. We'll get to some gassing with you boys in the chat. How's everybody doing on this fine Saturday here? We got no basketball on tonight. I believe we have the Stanley Cup on tonight. I'm curious if any of you guys are watching that. Let's put myself here. But you're asking, have you watched any of those mini docs on the Jets YouTube? I haven't gotten to yet. I started the first one, and it's not that it was bad. I just decided that I would rather watch it with my mom. You know, I do enjoy watching shows with my mom, and I just felt like that was a series that she would really enjoy. She's also a huge Jets fan. I bought her a Sauce Gardner jersey for Christmas this year, and she was absolutely stoked about it. All right, so we got Jefferson, Chase off the board, Cup. We got Notorious Fantasy in here, huh? Notorious Fantasy. You're taking Jamar Chase over Tyreek Hill? Come on now. I thought this guy was a real Miami fan. What do we got in here? How many puppies do you try and enter? We're so early in draft season. And because I'm going to max out the BBM anyways, like the $5 price point isn't really something I'm personally grinding out. I don't know. I'd say I probably shoot for like 25 if I can. But there's some sickos out there that go for like 150. In a perfect world, I would love to go for 150. Kelsey, Bijan, AJ Brown. Let's go Kelsey. Why not? Let's go Kelsey. I don't draft a lot of Kelsey teams, but why not? Why not draft a Kelsey team here and see if Mahomes will come back to me in the third? Why not let it fly? But what do we got in here? Also, let me know if you're in this draft as well. I'm always very curious. I recognize Notorious. I think I recognize Ben Pollock, but that's about it. Have you all been seeing QBs fall into the mid to late third in Puppy 2? Yeah, QBs have been falling, which is probably correct. Like I feel like they were going like the early second, and then they started going towards the mid second, and now they're going all the way in the third round, which is probably where they should be. What else we got? We got Zach in here. We got Taijo. You're saying you're Slippery Snake? Where are you at? Oh, you got the 101? Lucky you. Nothing really all that strange happening in the first round here. What do we got? Oh, yeah. I'm turning off the underdog notifications. Boom. We're also right now in a $500 underdog draft. I'll make a video. I'm going to make a video on it eventually. But that's the goal is to draft it slow and then kind of break down what I did. Also, Pat Kerrane, legendary running back, upside article. He has a site now, Legendary Upside. He won BBM 3. He's in that draft as well. So that'll be fun to kind of break down. But let me know, what are we up to? What are we up to? Feel free to ask me any questions, dynasty, redraft questions. I love when you guys kind of just give me things to talk about and I can just ramble forever about them. But what do we got here? We're up at 18. Plenty of players I still like on the board. Actually 3 in particular I like, and if they all go, I'll be pretty upset about it. I should also be pulling up the Week 17 matchups on the side here. We got E-Coxer at the 111. I'm sure a lot of you guys got in here. Anybody that tried probably got in here. Like when we were queuing this up, it really wasn't that full. Devontae Adams in the second round is crazy. I mean, I know his ADP is like 12, but 203 Devontae Adams is very nice. AJ Brown Devontae Adams start is pretty beautiful. All right, bet. I'm cool with Saquon or JT here. We'll be seeing if we can get Mahomes to come back to us. I don't think he will, but it's not a big deal. You said, I'm sorry, but I'm in on Nick Chubb this year. I'm kind of also in on Nick Chubb this year. His price is a little bit crazy, though, man. Like, he went ahead of Jonathan Taylor and Saquon here, which I just can't get behind. But let's go Taylor. Why not? We'll go Taylor, take a running back early, a tight end early. It's through 2 rounds, and I haven't even taken a wide receiver, dude. Like, what am I becoming? What do we think about that Olave price, man? The more and more I look at Olave going like 20th overall, dude, I just can't do it. I can't do it. I was sitting down. I was talking earlier. So redraft rankings on Patreon, patreon.com/Ron Stewart, should be ready to go by Monday night. And I was looking through it just in terms of these wide receivers here, and I put Olave behind Devonta. I put him behind Devonta Smith, T. Higgins. I put him behind DK Metcalf, and I put him behind Deebo Samuel. So I have him as like wide receiver 18, which I think is fair. Probably like an early third, But like 207 Olave feels crazy to me, man. I don't see how you put him ahead of T. Higgins. T. Higgins, of course, Jamar Chase is there, but Joe Burrow is his quarterback. You'll have plenty of really huge spike weeks. Devonta Smith was a top 12 guy last year. Metcalf, I think, had like a career high in receptions last year. It should be a pass-heavy offense with Geno. And Debo got a lot of volume last year. In terms of expected points, Debo was fine last year. He was just inefficient. And I'll bet on Debo to bounce back in the efficiency department any day of the week. Any day of the week. Like, this is a guy who had one of the most efficient seasons we've seen 2 seasons ago. And we know efficiency isn't sticky year to year. But he already highlighted that upside, like that extreme efficiency that he can see. So I'd rather just bet on that. Olave's kind of in like a crowded, I mean, it's not super, super crowded, but he's got Michael Thomas, he's got Rashid Shaheed. I don't even know that Derek Carr is going to be all that great. I don't know that they're going to even pass all that much. Like, they were kind of run heavy last year with Dennis Allen, so I don't know. And we're kind of splitting hairs here. Like, again, I like him. I like him like middle of the third, but middle of the second is really brutal. Like, he has to be a stud. He has to be a stud where you're drafting him there. And I'll admit, maybe I'm being a little bit too aggressive putting Mahomes did not fall back to us. Chiefs Bengals is something that we're definitely looking for. Chiefs Bengals is something we're looking for, but none of that's really around. Josh Allen is falling way past his ADP here, and I could take him. But let's not do that. Let's go. Man, tough for me to pass on Breece Hall there, but I'm gonna go Debo just because I was talking about him. Put my money where my mouth is, and I can just tell from this room we have MUE taking 3 straight wide receivers. We have just double up of wide receivers here. I'm gonna have to take one in the first 3 rounds here. What else we got? Someone sniping Mahomes in the third? Okay, fine. Whatever. Oh, Mahomes he went in the 20th anyways. An unstacked Mahomes. Congratulations, brother. What else we got? Loved the Ramondre video the other day. Oh, the thumbnail? Thank you, man. I don't know. So you get the KC stack. You can get them all since all low draft picks and lock in 5,000 yards. Yeah, exactly. And I was talking with Liam Murphy. And he was the DFS stuff and the weekly spike week stuff. I want to do a video. I have it on the on my to-do list. I'm going to look at a video or do a video where I kind of like I want to look at spike weeks. What players have the highest spike weeks? And probably just look at players that already have like 3 years of data or like 2 years of data, but what players are delivering really crazy spike weeks on a week-to-week basis? Like, I want to look into correlation as well. Like, if a quarterback and his wide receiver go off, is that wide receiver 2 any more likely than a random wide receiver 2 to go off with them? I don't know. There's a lot of things I want to look at. But what was I even talking about? Yeah, so you can get the other KC pieces and then even bring back with Burrow to Boyd. Like, you can get weird if you want. We got Mike Murray in here. You're saying Olave is a fade. I do like Michael Thomas as well. You said Olave Garden's going to get fed this year by Carr? Yeah, and I think he's a good... Like, I have Olave as a top 10 dynasty wide receiver. Man, 207 is brutal for me. 207, I just can't wrap my head around. We got Fantasy Football Garage in here. What's going on? You said Knights-Panthers going to be a great series. They've bullied every team respectively up until now. A couple scrums already for the Cup. It's pretty crazy. It's pretty crazy how they handled Carolina so easily, dude. Like, the Devils, I'm a huge Devils fan. They were on an absolute tear. I went to Game 7 with the Rangers, and it just felt like they were going to go absolutely crazy, where, like, it felt like their best players didn't even really get going in that series, and they came up against Shesterkin. So you'd think that, like, more goals would go in against a different... dude, I wanted Breece there so bad. Oh, my God. Pick 41 Breece at the 405 is insane. I guess give me Gibbs. I'll take Gibbs. Anytime Gibbs is in the 4th round, I'll take him there. That's kind of just been where I'm at on Gibbs. But what was I about to say? Carolina beat the shit out of my Devils. And it wasn't just like they won the series. Like their forecheck, like they were super physical. Like Jack Hughes chipped his tooth, and I can't believe like the Panthers just absolutely handled them. Like the Panthers looked very good, or the Hurricanes looked very good. Is it Olave's going dummy next year? I don't know. He might. How dummy? That's really the question. Like it's like when you're drafting over Pollard, Josh Jacobs, Ramondre, T. Higgins, Devonta Smith, like you need him to go dummy, bro. Like he has to go dummy. Like I can't stress enough how dummy he has to go next year, Nick. Saints could have brought in Tony Romo, would be an improvement at QB. That is true. What's your hesitation on DK? I just like that the passing offense is going to be better. And he just wasn't all that efficient last year. But I'm fine betting on the upside of his efficiency. Notorious is cooking up over here at the 2 spot. Chase T, connecting that to Burrow. I don't love Derrick Henry, but I think that that's fine. We got Kadarius Toney. Michael Thomas is dead to you? I guess. When will ESPN update their ADP? Dude, ESPN's mock drafts are so trash, man. I used to be in those mock draft streets. Everybody just autos. I know it's a slightly different format with half PPR and best ball on Underdog, but I really do think it's the best way to prepare for your drafts in terms of mocks. And like, even if it's not going to be the exact way that your league is set up, the ADP is so sharp with all the money on the line that it almost reminds me of anybody out there that likes Naruto, like Brock Lee putting on the I don't know. Brock Lee always has like the weights on, and then he removes the weights and he's just like super strong. Like you'll see Olave go at 207, then you'll get into your home league and he's like sitting there in the 4th round. You'll take him. So you kind of like condition yourself so that when you get to your home league and your redraft league, drafting on Underdog gets you prepared a little bit better than like ESPN mock draft where there's a lot of auto drafts. And you can just get into these drafts for like $5 too, so not terrible. Yo, Ron, how do you feel about the Steelers' offense? I imagine you meant offense. But I don't know. There's upside. There's upside, right? Like Kenny Pickett could be a lot better than we expect. Would like to get Discord notifications off my Apple Watch now as well. Can I make it happen? Get sleeper. Like, why would I ever want sleeper notifications on a watch? I don't need the birds knowing that I'm in these sleeper streets. All right, let's scroll down a little bit. We're on the clock, and I didn't really even survey what our options were here. You know what, dude? Give me Chris Godwin, dude. 5th round Chris Godwin feels very nice. 5th round Chris Godwin feels very nice to me. I don't know about you guys, but feels very nice. Who's Tampa Bay play week 17? Dude, I'm starting to remember them. I think they play the Saints. I think they play the Saints. Like, I'm looking now at my team. Chiefs, Bengals, Colts, Raiders, 49ers, Washington, Detroit Cowboys, Tampa Bay, Saints. Somebody fact check me on that. I think I'm getting pretty decent with the week 17 stuff. You have a dynasty trade here. You got Jamar Chase for DK Metcalf, Carr, and 2 future firsts. That's probably sticker price. I think you probably paid sticker price. Like I don't think it's really terrible either way. I don't think you got a discount at all though. What else we got in here? MT is literally made of paper. Yeah, I guess. He's also not 30 years old yet. But I could be wrong. He might be 30 at this point. Damn, V telling me my team sucks, bro? Damn. What am I going to do, bro? My team's trash, dude. Through 5 rounds, you're telling me my team's trash? Debating whether I should hop back into the puppy 2 or focus on BBMs. Either way, tonight we're drafting. I would say I would focus on the puppies for now. Like BBMs, I don't know that right now there's a lot of value to squeeze out of them. Until we get to like camp and we start shrinking down rosters and stuff. Like I'm just trying to trickle them in, and then I'll probably go hard July, August area. Like I would wait to draft BBMs in between the puppies would be my word of advice. But what do I know? Couldn't tell you who Jacksonville plays. Maybe. Nope, I got no clue who Jacksonville plays. Let's see. Tampa Bay, San Fran. Let's go Evans and Godwin. I'm kind of down for that. I think Evans and Godwin are a little underpriced. I feel like this Bucs team isn't going to be good enough to not pass the ball. Like I know they're not obviously not going to be, first in pass attempts like last year, but I think that they'll still be pretty comfortably league average or above league average. And even if like Baker's pretty trash, I'm coming around on Godwin Evans. They're good players who routinely score fantasy points. Especially in best ball where Mike Evans can just give you like a 40-point week. I'm fine with that. What else we got in here? Piss Boy draft. Yeah, dude, this has been absolutely disgusting. I'm going to have to take a shower after this draft. I don't see any way around it. I agree. Gibbs in the 4th round, the risk is baked in, but he's a sweet upside swing. Carr always feeds as number 1, but like also, is that always true? I don't know. Even if it is true, Michael Thomas might lead them in targets. I'm not saying he's not the favorite to, but even if Olave is really fed by Derek Carr, I have it and I think he will. Like that's why I still have him as like a top 16 wide receiver in fantasy. Ahead of Metcalf and Debo is tough for me. It's really tough. I think that they're also good upside plays. JSN or Lockett, probably Lockett for me in redraft, but it's very close. Like I was doing, so I've done my top 50 wide receiver rankings for redraft already, and I had them both like in the 30 to 36 area. Tony Rocket Ship, dude. Tony's very tough for me to wrestle with. Really tough. Bought in last year. Could be a post-type sleeper guy, but I can't take him 6th round. Like I'm not taking him over JSN. I'm not taking him over Evans. I don't even really think I'm taking him over any of the wide receivers picked here. I don't think I'm taking him over JSN, Evans, Deontay, Treylon Burks, Pickens, Lockett, Addison, Dotson. I don't think I'm taking him over any of those guys. 6th round is just a little bit too steep for me. Man, MUE is out here sniping me at every corner. I would have been very happy with Trevor Lawrence there. We have Gabe. We have QJ. Do you have any stacks that are kind of getting set up here? Not really at all. Chiefs play Bengals. Let's go QJ. I'm a very big fan of QJ. I just don't get why Addison and JSN are priced like a round ahead of him. But I think it's getting better. I think Quentin Johnson was really mispriced at one point, but 7th round Quentin Johnson's probably fair. But I'll be taking him in the 7th round every time is kind of what it comes down to. Spike weeks are there. It'll be a great offense. A lot of pass attempts to go around. Like Mike Williams and Keenan Allen are both kind of injury prone and getting old. Quentin Johnson should have some crazy spike weeks as well. What else we got in here? No one's shutting their guys down by week 15. Week 17 is a great time to stack. We got Kyle in here. What's going on, brother? How do you feel about only having 3 RBs in a draft? Consider doing that for my team right now. I assume you are... Damn it. If you took 3 running backs out the gate, or like almost, yeah, Bijan, Saquon, Breece, you can get away with that. I do 3 running back builds sometimes. Thoughts on your start at the 111? I like it so far. I like the you got a little Detroit Cowboys cooking up. You got a little Watson, Aaron Jones. I like the Pitts pick. That's a solid start. What do we got? ETN for Miles Sanders and Christian Kirk and Dynasty. Oh, give me ETN there every single time. I was struggling where to rank Christian Kirk today, man. There's some people out there that have Christian Kirk as like wide receiver 19, wide receiver 20. Can't get there, man. Can't get there. Even like in his median, he probably finishes as a top 24 guy, but there's just zero upside. There's zero upside. Like I have a hard time seeing a huge difference between Christian Kirk and like Deontay Johnson and Marquise Brown. I don't know if that's crazy to say, but I don't see a massive difference between those guys. All just sort of low ceiling volume guys. One of them does have Trevor Lawrence at QB, and I'll take Christian Kirk over those guys, but I think that they should be similarly priced. Is Waddle at 201 aggressive here? He was going the 3rd, 4th last year. Someone take Waddle at 13? It's not all that aggressive to me. There's a world where him and Tyreek Hill smash. There's a world where he outscores Tyreek Hill. His spike weeks are pretty meaningful. I'm not in love with that move, but I also don't hate it. So Elijah Moore goes. Let's go Sutton on the other side of our Chargers. Quentin Johnston play there. Why not? We'll just keep hammering out wide receivers. I don't mind wide receivers in this range. We'll get some other running backs going later. And we're saying Olave top 12 this year? You're Mew. I get it. I get it. I don't know if Tony in the 6 is money, brother. I do not know. Mew's a Pokemon. Thoughts on the 101s draft? I don't love 6th round Dalvin Cook, but I'd say everything else looks pretty fine. Everything else looks sweet. Probably would have gone wide receiver over Dalvin Cook there, but just preference. Tough to say this far in. I agree. Quentin Johnston is very nice. Yeah, I agree. Give me Ridley over Kirk all day. Like, and maybe even on the median, maybe even in most outcomes, Christian Kirk performs better. But we've seen Calvin Ridley have a top 6 finish before, and that's at least in his range, right? So I'd rather chase that at a discount since we haven't seen him play football in like a year and a half than take. I just can't do Christian Kirk in the 4th round, dude. I can't do 4th round Christian Kirk. I can't even really do 5th round Christian Kirk. I'm just gonna be straight up with you guys. I really can't. And I was the biggest Christian Kirk guy for a while. He was my most drafted player the year before he went to the Jaguars. He was my most drafted wide receiver, or one of my most drafted wide receivers, Christian Kirk. On the Cardinals, he was a great late round pick. He had a great prospect profile. He had a great year 2 in the NFL. Trailed off for a little bit. Came back around on the Jags last year. I can't do it at 4th, 5th round prices. I really just can't. Like I don't know how he wins you. I don't know how he truly makes a difference for your team at that price, I guess. I'm open to being way wrong, though, as always. Let's see, though. Pick 103. So Javonte goes. We don't really have any stacks with these QBs. I guess A-Rich and JT is like an okay stack. It doesn't really get me all that excited. Could go Danny Dimes. Could go Juju. I hate all of these choices. I guess we'll go A-Rich. I haven't drafted a lot of A-Rich. And I don't really even know that pairing a quarterback with his offense as running back is even that great of an idea. But I do think there's going to be games where Anthony Richardson and Jonathan Taylor both rush for like 100 yards and score like a touchdown on both sides. I don't know. We'll see. I can kind of map out a world where that happens. I will say Anthony Richardson's weekly ceiling is going to be high at the very least. The absolute least. What else we got going on in here? We got PS in here. You said you're running another after trying to draft with you. Sadly, this will be our only draft for tonight. Just wanted to hop on, get one of these in here quick, reconnect with the people. Waddle's money this year. Yeah, I don't mind early second Waddle. Do you have any advice for the puppies? I feel like you have to take some wacky 18th round picks to separate yourself from the pack. I don't even know that you have to do that. The two things to really consider with the puppy is the BBM now has a lot of their prizes skewed towards the regular season. Like the regular season, if you have a really dominant team, you're going to get compensated for it. Puppy is still old school. All of the money is in week 17. So I would be correlating week 17 as much as I can. And I would also remember that everything with this puppy is within like a week-long snapshot. So you don't have to really worry about closing line value or like, oh, this player is going to be way cheaper in August. Like this is just a snapshot of the offseason. You can get unique in the 18th round if you'd like to, and it's honestly not that difficult too. But yeah, you don't have to go too crazy with your last round pick. Like most of the time, it doesn't really matter. You're probably better off either taking a onesie with your last round pick or taking somebody that kind of gives you correlation. Wow, am I talking on my ass? You're saying the puppy 2 has regular season prizes now? I wasn't aware of that in the slightest. I look like a goof now. Let me see. I think you might be right, though, Notorious. Jeez, dude. I don't know why every time I pull this screen up, like my whole oh wow, there is a regular season prize breakdown. Huh. I mean, it's not a huge part of the pot. It doesn't look like. But that is very interesting. I was not aware of that in the slightest. Okay, so throw out everything I said about it all being week 17. Seattle we don't have. Jets we don't have. Give me Dame Harris. Very big fan of Dame Harris this year. I'll probably release like a 0 RB target video very soon. Nick or the Notorious Fantasy. I'm going to start getting some guests lined up this soon. Maybe we'll have Notorious on the channel. Get a little draft in. Let me know who you guys want to see me have on for drafts. I do want to have more people on this offseason. I've already sort of put together a little list. I'd say you'd probably expect like guests on the channel drafting like weekly, probably starting either next week or the week after that. That's the goal. Yeah, Elijah Moore has been rising up, bro. Elijah Moore was like in the hundreds. Now he's in, I think that he was in the 90s for a second, and now it looks like he's in the high 80s. Yeah, he went pick 89 in this draft. I still don't mind him in the 8th round, but he was a lot sweeter before that happened, I would say. You snag Lamar Fields and A-Rich in best ball? No, I agree. I agree, but also at the same time, Travion Williams is like one of the hottest names right now. He is one of the hottest names. I know Hayden's been talking him up a bunch. He ended up, I put him in my top 65 running backs for my redraft rankings. So he is definitely getting buzz, and he's definitely getting drafted, I would say. Like, he definitely, yeah, like Trevion Williams, he's in that, like, until you get to like 216, a lot of these guys are still getting drafted. But I will say he's probably not drafted in every draft, which is kind of all that matters. Kind of all that matters. And he is a great piece to have if you have any kind of Chiefs correlation. Because if like Mixon goes down and Trevion Williams is like this season's Samaje Perine and gives you like 25 points in the final week, he could bring home some serious cash for you, my boy. Huh. I don't love any of these options, really. What pick is this? What's our next pick? All right, so let's go. Let's go Rashee Rice. We need a little more Chiefs correlation. Why not kind of get that done there? And I have some ideas on our next pick. Ideas for our next pick. You said, are you high on Damian Harris this season? Yeah, I absolutely love Damian Harris. I've talked about him on like a Dynasty video before, but I'll definitely be talking about him this redraft season. For me, what it comes down to, the Bills' offense is going to be very good. They'll move the ball. They'll have a lot of trips in the red zone. And that means there's going to be fantasy points for the running backs. Bills' running backs haven't been great recently. I mean, Singletary's had like a couple of seasons where he's been okay. They've had their spots. But really what it comes down to for me is I know that James Cook is like the second-round pick and everything, and everybody likes James Cook, and he's going higher than Damian Harris. But what it comes down for me is I just think it's more likely that the Bills, after Josh Allen got hurt in that Jets game last year and like kind of wasn't – I mean, like he was himself and he was good, but it probably spooked them a little bit. So like my guess is that they don't want to ram their franchise quarterback that they pay millions of dollars into the goal line as their goal line back, you know, in a random Week 13 game versus the Titans or something. So I think they bring in Damian Harris to be the goal line back. And I just think it's more likely that the Bills decide that Josh Allen isn't their goal line back and Damian Harris then challenges for 10-plus rushing touchdowns than it is likely that Josh Allen, a guy who has scrambled a bunch and pushed the ball downfield, ever gets James Cook as a check down running back involved enough for that ever to really matter in fantasy, you know? Like I don't know how James Cook gets like over 50 catches. I'd be shocked. And it's not that he's not a great receiving back, it's just like there's only so many targets to go around. And most of them are downfield with Josh Allen. And why would he check it down to James Cook when he can just take off and scramble himself, you know? That's kind of my thoughts on it. Man, someone really took Russ. I hate my life, dude. What can we do? How can we fix this one? Can we confirm? So we have Green Bay, Chicago, Indiana. You know what? Let's set up a double stack with Indiana and take Alec Pierce here. I don't really know what I'm aiming for. I think probably a 3-5-8-2 or a 3... Probably a 3-5-8-2. I don't even like Alec Pierce, but I do like A-Rich, Jonathan Taylor, Alec Pierce. A little correlation going there. Definitely get some Raider. See if we can get a Raider involved. I like Harris too, but just worried about Cooks going to Buffalo. Yeah, that is probably the biggest concern for either of the Buffalo running backs. Is they could easily sign Zeke Elliott, Fournette, Dalvin Cook. A lot of unknown right now. Would you rather max out the puppy too or pay an equal amount of money to get as many BBMs in as that money allows? BBM all day. BBM all day. Just because the upside and the payout is way more. You said you're at 25% Elijah Moore. I don't hate that. Dalvin Cook to the Bengals. That could be in the cards. It really depends on what happens with Mixon. Doesn't really seem like he's going to get suspended, though. I'd kind of be shocked at this point if he got suspended. Gonna be hilarious when Latavius Murray is a guy you need in week 17. I'll die. Yeah, Damian Harris could for real be this year's Jamal Williams. It wouldn't shock me at all. I mean, he was 2021's Jamal Williams. What else we got in here? I want to make sure as well is I got to look up the week 17 schedule, but I do believe it's Saints versus Bucks. I'd be shocked if that's not the case. Dude, my allergies have been so bad this weekend. I literally feel sick. So Jags play Carolina. That's what I was curious about earlier. And Tampa Bay does play the Saints. Okay. So are there Saints stats we can complete? We can. All right, so let's do Carr. I don't even really love it, but we'll do Carr. Why not? We already have the Tampa Bay stuff going on. What else we got? What kind of weekend plans we got going on? I think I'm going golfing tomorrow, which should be fun. My first time actually on the course. I've gone to the driving range plenty of times, but I've never actually gone on a course and golf for real. So that'll be fun. Let me know what kind of plans we got. Also, let me know. Let me know any redraft questions, any dynasty questions. What do we got? Lob me up some topics. Yeah, the plan for me was always 3 quarterbacks in this build. I know they have the same buy or whatever. What else we got? You said you feel like max 2 games for Mixon? My max would be probably more 6 to 10 games, but it almost seems like he's getting nothing. Okay, he really just might get away scot-free. I don't know what to make of Kamara either. Like when are we getting rulings for these guys, you know? You said you got a good feeling about Mechie this year, trying to grab him everywhere I can. Kind of would rather have Nico Collins, man. I'm starting to really come around on Nico Collins. You said, I know you've been a Madison hater, so to speak, even now with O'Connell coming out and saying he views Madison as a 3-down back. Yeah, definitely more in on him at this point. When I did the rankings today, I'll let you know where Madison ended up for me. Let me see if I can find it. Actually, damn, I can't pull it up right now. But I believe I had him like early 30s maybe. I think early 30s. I'm not sure. But definitely, I don't know. I don't know that I'll ever be in on Alexander Madison at cost, but I've definitely moved him up since we've gotten that news. I'll say that. Wow, somebody's really going to take Rashid Shaheed right from out under me, bro. All right, I'll take Jawan Johnson. Fine. All right, so now we're done at tight end. We need another quarterback. Okay, we could actually go with either of the San Fran guys. Whichever one we really would like. So Trey Lance is actually already gone, so never mind. We could go with him. We could even go Baker if we would like to. So Baker, San Fran, off the board. Yeah, so those are our 2 options, it seems like. Unless if I pick up a random wide receiver from somewhere. What else we got in here? I'm curious how you guys feel about Alexander Madison at this point. Like, where did he go in this draft? Round 7. I can kind of get there. I think I probably prefer... Round 7's probably about where I'd have him. He just feels like the issue for me with Madison is I would just prefer a lot of these wide receivers. I would prefer Pickens, Dotson, QJ. I guess by like Gabe Davis area, he gets interesting though. I'll say that. Back end, he gets interesting. So I don't know. I'm not all the way out on Madison. If he's going to be, but I do think the minute that Dalvin Cook gets released, like Madison's going to be like a 4th or 5th rounder. We'll see how that shakes out, but that's kind of been the overall vibe. You said, here I am thinking I could push Carr around. Hey, man. I would have loved to go, who was I looking for? Yeah, I don't know who I was looking for. What else we got? You said just when golfing today, it was a blast. I have a week off starting today, so my goal is 7 days of golfing. Wow, dude. 7 days of golfing. I don't know if I could do it. But it should be fun. I'm very excited for it. Prepared to be absolute dog, though. I can definitely hit some missiles. I can hit some nukes at the driving range, dude, but my percentage of actually getting a clean contact on the ball is like 1 out of every, like, 6 times I'm actually getting the contact that I would like. And everything else I'm just, like, I don't know. I've had balls go behind me before. All the people at the range jump like it's Wii Sports and shit, bro. Like, it's just not a good scene. What can we add in here? What can we add in here? We need something on the other side of our Chiefs stack. So let's actually go... No, I don't want to. Let's go Jeff Wilson on the other side of our Buffalo stack with Dame Harris. That works. We need to start taking running backs anyways. I think you'd be taking a lot more running backs here now that I think about it. 1, 2, 3. So one of these needs to be quarterback. Actually, no. We're not even that pressed for running back. We can afford running back, quarterback, wide receiver, or 2 running backs and a quarterback. I can't say I really even have a preference between like Jeff Wilson, Mostert, and I mean, I obviously like Devin A-Chain the most, but I'm cool just scooping up the cheapest one in drafts sometimes if I just find myself needing to get a running back at some point. For redraft, who has the chance to be the number 1 wide receiver, number 1 running back this season? I can give you dark horses at each spot. I like Ramondre Stevenson as a dark horse to be the number 1 overall running back this year. I really, really do. Same thing with Breece Hall. I put both of them in that conversation. For wide receiver, number 1 overall wide receiver, I think I would throw Amon-Ra St. Brown's name in the ring. I think I would. Amon-Ra St. Brown and Debo are the 2 guys I'll throw their names in. You think Kincaid is overhyped in redraft this season? I feel like he's not too expensive. Where's he going these days? Uh, 11th round Dalton Kincaid doesn't feel great, I'll be honest. But it's like, I don't know. I'd probably take him over all these tight ends, though. Maybe I would take Dalton Schultz over him, but I don't know. I think I would actually probably take Greg Dulcich over Dalton Kincaid straight up, which is pretty wild. But he's probably a little overpriced. But I'm only really taking him if I need like a Buffalo stack, though. Just got back. Where did Quentin Johnson go in this draft? He went on my team, like usual. I took him here. I took him in the 7th round. Quentin Johnston. A little mini correlation with him and Sutton for that Week 17 game. Thoughts on Dwayne McBride maybe taking over Vikings backfield? Dude, that's really my biggest issue with Madison, is I think Dwayne McBride is like maybe a better pure runner than Alexander Madison. And then I think this coaching staff also really likes Ty Chandler. And I know it's like, okay, these guys are both day 3 running backs, who cares? But I'm pretty sure Alexander Madison was a day 3 guy. And he wasn't even drafted by this regime, so I don't know. I just have a really hard time propping him up on some quotes and like an intern's graphic on Twitter is kind of what it seems like here. But yeah, Dwayne McBride could take over this backfield for sure. Could be just a full-on committee too, man. And you know what? I take so much. I've drafted so much Trey Lance recently that I'm very much okay sprinkling in a Purdy here. So we'll sprinkle in a Purdy, and then I kind of just want to fix in on some correlations here. I would like somebody on the way back from the Raiders. I do think Zamir White would be fun. So we have Raiders, we have Saints, Bucks. I think our Saints Bucks stuff is already pretty much fine. San Fran, Washington. there any even late round Washington running backs that would be fun? No. I will not be taking Chris Rodriguez. Then we also have Tampa Bay, New Orleans already. There's no Saints running back this far, I don't think. Yeah, obviously not. What else? You have Detroit. We have some Buffalo versus New England. No, we do not. Never mind. Miami, Baltimore. No. Do have Chargers, Denver. Does that make any sense? I guess Josh Kelly. I'm not excited about Josh Kelly in any capacity. Oh yeah, we have Chiefs, Bengals. We got some of those guys queued up. What else? We got Saints, Bucks. We already kind of did that. '49ers, Washington. I know I'm kind of repeating myself here, but I'm just trying to make sure I don't miss anything. Tampa Bay, Chargers, Denver. Does Denver have a running back that's like worth mentioning? I'm saying no. Yeah, no shot. All right, those are our 4 guys. We'll see if none of them are on the board for these last 2 picks. Then so be it, and I'll reach back like 1-3 and figure something out. So upside is round 2 value. I don't know, man. I really don't know. Round 7 feels like you're overpaying now, Zach, and I'm telling you, he's only going to get more expensive. That's really the issue. Thoughts on Evan Ingram next year? I think he's probably overpriced at this point. They drafted a tight end in round 2. They added Ridley. Yeah, I can't do 8th round Evan Ingram. I can't. Prefer Njoku and Freiermuth in that next round. Prefer waiting all the way till Kincaid waiting all the way till Dolchich as well. Ingram was fun last year when he was free. That's kind of what it comes down to for me. Have you played on one of those legit simulators? They have a platform that angles to your line and tracks out. No, dude. I have not. The most virtual I've done in terms of golf has been just like playing PJ on Xbox. That's literally it. That's the best that I've done. Miami plays Baltimore. Interesting. How do you feel about taking 2 running backs from the same backfield? If they're both cheap, I don't mind it. Like I don't think taking Kendre Miller and Jamal Williams is all that crazy. I don't know. Like I don't really usually aim for it, but there's some scenarios where it makes sense, I think. I don't think taking Clyde Edwards-Helaire and let me actually take Clyde here. I don't know why I never thought of that. This could be our 3rd Chief here. Yeah, let's take Clyde. What was I saying? Yeah, I wouldn't mind taking Clyde and Jared McKinnon. I don't know. There's some spots where it makes sense, but I'm never really aiming for it, is what I would say. You said you broke your driver at the virtual golf center in Paramus. You guys actually want to hear something hilarious, dude? I bought like a really shitty bag of clubs because, again, like I'm super new. My boys have been going. They've been trying to get me to go out. So I bought like a shitty bag of clubs for like, it was like $85 plus shipping. It was like $100 off Sideline Swap. And they came, and I hit the driving range earlier this week just to kind of test them out, before we went, golfing this weekend, just to make sure that everything like worked okay and the grips were all good. And I shit you not, I tee up like 3 or 4 times with this driver, dude, and like on the 4th hit, I connect with the ball, dude. And the head of the driver just goes flying off my shaft, and it literally goes like 50 yards out. And I just left it out there. It was a super shitty club. I didn't want the shame of telling everyone to stop hitting their golf ball so I could go and grab this driver, dude. But yeah, it went absolutely flying. It's whatever. I have a new driver on the way, but it was pretty funny. What else we got? You think Rachaad White really the top dog of this Bucks backfield? I don't know. I think that they're also a team that could easily bring in a Zeke Elliott or something. I think they could bring in a Zeke. I think they could bring in a Dalvin Cook. Wow, Underdog really changed. I didn't know that they already changed Robbie Anderson to Chosen Anderson. What a crazy thing to change your name to. But yeah, I'm not sure. He's very fragile right now, where, he's the top dog for right now. I also say, if you're in here, if you're enjoying your time, if you've had a good time during the stream, make sure you leave a thumbs up for the boy. We got 38 right now. We could end the day on 50. That would be absolutely beautiful. What else we got in here? Definitely don't love my team, but drafting next to you was fun. Mew. What a guy. 4 straight wide receivers, just absolutely pissing the board yellow. GG, my brother. Virtual Golf Center in Paramus. I haven't been there, but it sounds familiar. Considering Miami, Baltimore week 17, how do you like the team at 112? What, did you go hard on that stack or what? Waddle, Tua. Chosen Anderson, Isaiah Likely. It's a fun team. Of course, somebody takes Travion Williams out from under me. I hate you. Let's go Zamir White. Zamir White gets us our Raiders. Colts bring back. Maybe. Look, we don't like to wish ill will on players, but if Josh Jacobs was down in week 17, we could be pretty rich in that scenario, in that Doctor Strange, alternate universe where that's what plays out. But that's where we are. Is Walker Sharps a dumb move? Great offensive scoring opportunities. Been doing that. Pacheco, McKinnon, and Swift Penny. Man, I don't know. I wouldn't, because they're so expensive, They're so expensive that it's really tough, man. Where you're not really getting... Like, if there are 2 guys in the double-digit rounds, I don't hate it. But when it's, like, Charbonnet, K. Walker's tough. Because I think, Charbonnet goes... Yeah, Charbonnet's an 8th, and Walker's a 5th. I can't. It's too expensive for me. Just tying a lot of your upside to one backfield, I guess, You said that exact thing happened to me my first time golfing. I broke my brother-in-law's Big Bertha. Yeah, dude. It was embarrassing. It was not a great time. But I appreciate all of you guys out here. Again, one last time for the people in the back. If you are new here, if you like what you saw and you want to hop in on the action, again, the puppy is just $5 to enter right now. I guarantee it'll be closed by Monday night, Tuesday, Wednesday. It's going to close very soon. Make sure you check it out. Use promo code ROM when you do, underdogfantasy.com. You get on there. I have a link at the top of the live chat right now, in the description, in the comment section down below. It'll be pinned at the top. You click it. It takes you there. It'll match your deposit up to $100. You can deposit 10 and they'll match 10. If you want to deposit all the way up to 100, you can deposit 100 and it'll match 100. And you can just grind the hell out of these puppies before they close. It is a really good entry point for any of you guys out there that are new to the platform. It's best ball. You draft these teams. You never have to worry about them again. They just set the best lineup every week. You draft them. The team I drafted today, I probably won't even think about until week 10 next year or this season. And it's oh, damn, let me check out my underdog team and see how we're doing, right? So it's a fun thing to do. A lot of upside here. It's not a home league where it's just you have a pool of 12 people and that's your prize money up top. There is legitimately $150,000 going to first place in this tournament. And the way a tournament works, you have your league of 12. You move on after week 14. The top 2 from each team or each league, I believe, move on. And then you kind of have a little tournament where it's all of the teams and it's just a massive sprint to the end. And if you make it to the end, you get compensated handsomely. So I appreciate you guys coming out here, hopping in the stream, chopping it up with me on a Saturday today. Expect a video Monday. Expect my official redraft rankings to drop on Monday. That'll be on the Patreon, patreon.com/Ron Stewart. I love you guys, and I will see y'all in the next one.